It's live! Yay! Well, I just went on quite an adventure to figure out how to do this. I think I tried to go live like 5 times, and it's very weird. Like, not sure if you're live or not, because you're like, should I be swearing at my computer right now, or are there people watching me? You know what I'm saying? But it looks good. I actually set up a stream yesterday, and I'm not streaming from that one. So don't click there because there's nothing. Um, okay, I'm gonna stop looking at my face here because it's strange. I just got this webcam. Well, first of all, welcome to Guelph, Ontario. I'm going to also share this stream on social media, so just bear with me for a moment. It's live. He's live now. Isn't that crazy? Copy. Oh, I think I just unfollowed myself from Facebook. In your I might have unfollowed myself. Oh well. I want to write a post. I'm live now. And link. Share. Scusi. And I'll do it on my main Facebook too. Copy. Paste. And once that's all good, then we can get to the main show. How's it going? Welcome to Guelph, Ontario. As I said already, this is my little home studio. That's Lucy, if you can see her. She's sleeping. She's probably not too happy that you guys have showed up during her nap time, but oh well. This is my home studio. I've been here since like April last year. We're in Canada, Ontario. If you look outside, sorry, it's gonna get wobbly. It's snowy. Can you see? Lots of snow. It's pretty cold. That's where I shot the video for the Zotswalk and Lady Lavender, if you've seen them already. And I thought I'd just show you around the studio. This is what we call the Narnia closet, because you can go in this way and come out another way. In there are my Rode NT5 microphones. Super good, relatively low budget microphones for recording acoustic guitar. There's the guitar. Extra lamp, because I thought it might be poor lighting here. Mirror. How's it going? And guitars. Let's talk about guitars. Over here, there's my Taylor, the Hagstrom. This guy, I won that at the Canadian Fingerstyle Guitar Competition. I was hoping to play some electric guitar for you. I feel like people don't even know that I play electric guitar because I don't post it ever. But those all need new strings, so I'm not going to bother. My Fender Strat, my Gibson ES335. I've spent a lot of time playing that guitar. Again, probably you wouldn't know that, but there's my bass. It's a Warwick, not the expensive one, the slightly cheaper ones. My ukuleles, I actually love to play ukulele. I play quite often. Upright bass, which is a little misleading because I don't actually really know how to play that. I feel like a bit of a fraud. But I'm looking after it for my friend. He's in England studying his PhD, and he knows how to play it. So that's a start. And as he put it, they have a whole fleet of upright basses where he's going to be doing his PhD. That's my shelf of camera gear. I just got that studio monitor, which is great because now when I'm shooting videos, I can actually see myself. Those are goals and things to do. Look, live stream Wednesday. Live stream. Check. Taxes and other things. All right, I'm gonna play for you. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna play. I haven't really played it all today. which is rare for me today. Rare for me any day. All days. It's always rare for me not to be playing. But I just put out an album, if you don't know. When I say I just put out, it feels recent, but it was actually back in September. And this was a song on it. Looks like you can see me okay. I just got this webcam, and it looks good. Surprisingly, like, white light. This room is very warm in light colors. Here's Lady Lavender. I just realized you probably need this mic to hear me. Hopefully you hear me okay. I'm gonna keep going. Cool. Yeah, hopefully you hear that right. I forgot that I said, well, actually this mic is always here, but forgot that that is what you need to hear me. I should also plug my guitar in. I'm going to actually check if anybody is watching, maybe not, and see if there's any comments about... Let me know if you can hear it, if you're watching. Yeah. And if you have any other songs that you want to hear me play, we could do that. Hey, it is working. Hey, Joel. Okay, sweet. Yay, it's working. The audio and video appear to be slightly out of sync. The audio is about 3 seconds ahead of the video. I don't know what I can do about that. Hopefully the internet connection just wises up. You know. I could close these Facebooks. Audio level is fine. Awesome. Thank you, Kevin. That is great. Share. Not now. Goodbye. Leave. Oh. So I've got lots of stuff I feel like I could talk about. And if there's any songs that you want me to play, then I will play them. Probably. I just released a new video for stop motion. And I'm not going to play that for you. You gotta go click. You gotta earn that with clicks. So go find that after the stream. But I will show you sort of like how I came up with that kind of song. And I think if everything's working well, I should be able to share my screen with you, which is pretty cool. And I might do stuff like show you how I made the video, the camera gear involved, how I wrote it, how I practiced it. Yeah, I wrote down a little list of things I wanted to go over. It's not very long, but I'm just gonna. This is gonna be like a stream of consciousness, just whatever I think of, because I got a lot of ideas that I wanted to just put out there into the world. And I should say that this is how I approach music and playing and singing and songwriting. It's not any more right or wrong than anybody else's, but I just thought, hey, maybe somebody will get a kick out of this. And if you have any ideas, please, please let me know in the comments about how I can improve on my the things I do. Oh, Kevin. Oh, yes. Kevin from the market. How's it going, Kevin? That's cool. Sorry I'm a bit late on my streaming. I thought I would know how to do it, but I didn't. So I'm like half an hour behind. Let's see if I can share my screen with you. So the song Stop Motion, and I'm going to also move you. You're going from here. You were on my tripod. Handy thing. Tripods. They're good. I'm for them. And we're going to put you there. And see how that looks. Not bad. Not bad. So, and if I do this correctly, I should be able to make you smaller, or make me smaller, and boom. Let's see if that worked. I can't tell. Do you see my screen? I'm going to assume it's working. That's just easier. Yeah. I'm waiting for it to load to see if you can see my screen. Well, let's just get on with it. I can't really tell, but according to this software, you can see my screen. So I'm just gonna make me even smaller. Not very well lit. Um, yeah. So this song is different from all the rest. All my other songs, the majority of my songs on this new album are all written just with like an idea that I came up with on the guitar or something I just thought of. A few of them I actually thought of while like sitting on a bus, and just like the most basic idea, and then I sort of unpack it. But this one is different because I wrote it all pretty much on paper first. Let's see. Hey, it is working. Cool. Thank you, Kevin. Awesome. Thank you. I'm always a bit behind on you affirming that things are working, but I really appreciate it. Now, so here it is, and you should be able to hear that. Uh-oh, my Fitbit is judging me because I haven't been walking. Shh. So the basic concept for this came from a Jacob Collier song. By the way, this is Guitar Pro. Guitar Pro is really awesome, and I've just gotten into using it recently for writing because you can make your wildest dreams come true. I don't know what I just did. Oh, I just changed my song. Undo that. You can write in voices. So, for instance, this is sort of the melodic line that I wrote out, and then I wanted to fill it out with the bass part, which is there. And you can view them all together. And then it'll play it back to you. So you don't really even need to know how to play it right away to hear if it sounds like something that's good. But it will sound good. It is possible to make it sound good. And so the basic idea here was there's a song by Jacob Collier called Hideaway where he divides the beat into 5. And I thought that was really cool. It took me a long time to figure out what was happening. So it's like it's very strange, like lilting feel. And I thought that was really cool. I've never heard anything like that played on fingerstyle guitar. So that was kind of what I tried to achieve. The other thing he does is he's got like shaker and ukulele and mandolin and stuff. They're all playing different, a pattern of different number of those subdivisions. So the shaker is doing a pattern of 3, 1 off and then 2 on. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. That pattern repeats there, which is kind of cool. So that's actually how I started this. Was I just created the backing track. I figured out what chords I wanted, what key I wanted, and filled in the bits with that sort of the pattern of 3 happening in the background. And then I added the melody afterwards. And I just tried to make sure that the melody, you can see I've added these little bits because those are accents, so that the melody really rings out. So that's all good and fun. I wrote the original part in major here, actually. And around that time, I was thinking I need more minor songs. Like every song on this album coming up, which is now out, is like, not every song, but I have a lot of major songs. And I thought, I need more minor songs. So what does this sound like if it's in minor? And so I put it into the minor key, which starts off the song. And then I thought, I like both. So I'm going to put them both in. Because why not? And then, so we get to the end here. The other thing that Jacob Collier does a lot is he cadences from using the circle of fifths, but not going in the direction of fifths, going in the direction of fourths. So the other way around the circle of fifths. And so I did that circle of fourths at the end of each of thhe's verses. Where's a good example? So we're in the key of D, D major for the second verse, D minor for the first, right here. So that's B minor chord. It's hard to tell, but just you can trust me on that. We're in drop D, by the way. Everything else is standard tuning. And then we go to B flat, which is the fourth of F, which is the fourth of C, the fourth of G, and the fourth of D. Kind of fun. That sounds like this. Kind of neat. I forgot to mention I also have this drum track happening at the bottom here. That's just because just to make the sound while I'm using the software. But this is I use my palm on the guitar to make a bass drum sound, and then I slap the strings to get a snare drum sound, which is this one. And because we're in an odd time signature, I felt that really stabilized the time signature. It made it sound a little less random, just a little bit. And then yeah, we get to the next section here. So the next section, instead, we're keeping everything the same, except we're putting an accent not on the beginning of each bar or beat, whatever you want to call it. We're putting it on the fourth subdivision. So here, if you listen to this repetition, we're putting it on, but then when we get to this section, we go which is fun. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Moving on. I'm just going to quickly go through this. I'm going to show you some other programs that I use to practice and how I might use something like this to practice, write, whatever. This is kind of a cool concept here. Sounds like this. Do you feel it? So we're in 5, and then we do what is called a metric modulation to 4. So the 5 subdivisions, that's what this is. It's saying that 5 beats is now going to be distributed over the time of 5 subdivisions. Wait, 4 subdivisions is now going to be a little bit longer to take up the space of 5 subdivisions. I don't know if that made any sense. What I figured out that essentially means, I didn't even know what that was at first, but on Guitar Pro there's this feature that looks like that, and I just tried it out and I was like, I want to know what this does, and I thought it sounded really cool. So that's why it's cool to use a program like this. You don't even know what's possible until you just experiment with it. Oops. So I did that. Pretty cool. And so we metrically modulate into 4, which is one thing that's cool is that this bar, the bar of 5, is a certain amount of time, and we're dividing that time into 5. Whereas here, when we're in 4, that bar is actually taking up the exact amount of time, but now you're just dividing it into 4. So each one is a little bit longer, so it feels like you're slowing down, and I guess you kind of are. So this tempo is 4/5 of the original tempo. Super groovy. And then we go into double time. So here we are accenting the third subdivision of our beat. When we get to this section, we are subdividing the second and fourth of each beat. Kind of cool. And then when we come out of that, we go back to what we call halftime, where we're going accenting the third beat again. halftime and double time is super fun to play around with. I feel like there's not a whole lot of it in the fingerstyle world. There is, but I'm sure it's there, but I just don't hear it all that often. And so it's really fun to play around with. Super groovy. Yeah. This program is really cool. Acoustic guitar. I can create a bass line. So I'm using different voices here. I hit Command 2 to access my bass voices, and Command 1 to get my melodic voices. And I can type out anything. Like, what happens if I don't even know what this is going to sound like. Whoa, not that one. Yeah, what does that sound like? And then we could put slaps on beat 2 and 4. Trustworthy beat 2 and 4. It always works. And then we could just try out any melody we want over top. Like... Oh. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I've never planned this. I didn't plan this out. This is just... I'm just going. For fun. You know, what does that sound like? I think it already sounds kind of cool. If we add a track, we add a drum track just to hear what the slaps on 2 and 4, how they would funkalize it. Funkalize. That's a verb. Funkalize. Okay, tools. View. Sorry, multi-track. So we can see them both at the same time. Rest, snare, rest, snare, rest, snare. That might sound better in halftime. Let's see. I think it does. And so, like, look how easy that was. I wrote a song with 2 parts going on in no time at all. I didn't even have to, like, I didn't think very hard about it. But the other cool thing is I could slow that down to the slowest tempo ever and learn it at that speed. If you have the discipline to learn something at that speed, you could learn anything, really. Like, it's crazy. I'm gonna check it on YouTube. See how it's going. Looks like it's probably good. Yeah, so that's Guitar Pro. Really good for writing and whatnot. So I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of you. Save. And I just the other thing I wanted to show you, I've had a few questions about how I do arranging, and I use this program called AnyTune. You can load. Is it weird that my face is slightly? It's a little blinding, but at least you can see me and my silhouette. It's like Peter Pan. Okay. Any tune. I'm gonna be careful about which songs I choose. I don't know if YouTube will take me down if I choose Seal's "Kiss from a Rose" or something. I did that for a wedding, but you can. It's really great because some of these songs aren't in friendly key signatures for the guitar, so you can. I'll put it on my song. This is the Zot Swap. This is what it looks like. This might have been the pre-mastered version, or maybe it's not. I can't tell. And I can slow it down. So this is what it sounds like. That's not what it sounds like. Okay, the audio is kind of messed up. I don't know why that's happening. It probably doesn't like the whole mix of softwares I'm using right now. That sounds ridiculous. Just trust me, it works. And you can change the key. But again, when you slow something down to 5% speed, you can learn anything. And you've got options to here, this option down here will slowly increase the speed. So you can have it like, it'll run once and then it'll go up 5% or less or more. And super useful. I've also got it from my phone. And on my phone, it's really useful for teaching. Because I'll buy a song on iTunes that my student wants to learn. I'll put it into AnyTune, and I can actually just choose a very specific section of the song and slow it down or change the key, and I can export that via email to my student, and so that they can play along to whatever it is they want to learn at a really slow speed and maybe a more friendly guitar key. And I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. If I can't, my internet is probably struggling, so I can't really see if there's questions. I'm just reloading the page now. So AnyTune, check out AnyTune. The other thing that's another app that's really great, Guitar Pro also you can get for your phone. And lastly, Pro Metronome for your phone. I forgot that you're up there. But yeah, Pro Metronome for your phone. It's like $10 on the App Store, and you can do like everything. I've literally written stuff just by messing around with this. This is a weird time signature that I just wanted to see. You can program it to do just about anything. It'll gradually get faster. You could do polyrhythms, which is, you probably don't need to do that, but it's got a rhythm trainer thing. I can't remember what that does. I think what that does is it cuts out randomly, or it cuts out and then it comes back in to see if you're still on time, which is really good. So I practiced a lot when I was going to before I was going to go record my album with that app. That is super, super useful. There's free metronomes too. The same company also makes a tuning app called INS Tuner, which I have here. Really good for singers. This not so much for guitar players, but it does some cool things. You can see the frequency of every note. And normally that would play a note. It doesn't seem to be doing that right now. But that's okay. Maybe I'll play another song. Seems like the live stream it says the resolution's not set not to a set to a good resolution. Oh, well, I can't change that now, but that's good to know. I have to change that. Okay, we're learning. Oh man, I'm super pale with this light. A ghost. That's cool. I'll play another song for you. How about? Let's move you back to your home on the tripod. And we'll turn off that and we'll turn on this. This software, by the way, is called OBS. It's free. Pretty darn cool, too. It took me a while to figure out. Well, like less than a day. So that's not too bad. What should I play? Again, I can't really see if you guys are talking to me. Oh, maybe I can see on my phone. I'll use my data. I think it's just because I'm using so much internet right now. YouTube is not happy about that. Any song suggestions? I think I've got one of my set lists here. No, I don't. That's fine. Because I haven't played much today, I'm going to do one of my warm-up songs. This is Blue Moon. Let's make sure that the lighting's good. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Tommy Emmanuel, for that arrangement. That's one of my warm-up songs. I've been playing it for so long that it just feels right at home. You know what I mean? remember I realized one of the other things I wanted to talk about was how to make a video like I did for my recent video, stop motion. And if my internet ever loads, I might be able to answer questions. If there are any. There might not be any. That's fine too. Here we go. It's loading. Yeah. I'll show you a little bit how you can make videos too. So first off, I'll use this camera. It's a good camera. It's the Canon Rebel SL1. Yeah, Canon Rebel SL1. I've got the 24mm lens on it, which is great. I just got that actually, which is good because if I'm shooting in here, for instance, it's not very much space, and so the 24mm lens is fairly zoomed out, and I can see all of me. Whereas this lens, and this is actually not my camera, but it's here, so I use it. It's the Canon 600D. It's pretty good. It doesn't have autofocus, so I usually prefer this one. But the 50mm lens on there is really great. Very zoomed in, but super crisp and does well in low lighting because it's got a low f-stop, which essentially it looks great because the subject is really in focus and the background is really like kind of blurred out. So 50mm lens is really great. It yeah, they call it nifty 50 because it's relatively cheap for how good of a quality of a lens it is. And so I use those. Once again, I just got this studio camera monitor, so I can finally see what I'm shooting. That's been a struggle for a long time. Where you have to shoot something and then you don't even realize that you weren't in focus or your hands weren't in the frame. So that's a pain in the bum. But then I use Final Cut Pro to make my videos. So I'll pull that up and show you what went into the video making process for this video, stop motion. And I'll turn this on. And make me smaller. Try not to fall into the computer screen. No, that's not what we need. Oh, Final Cut. There it is. So this is Final Cut. I really like making videos. It scratches a similar itch to songwriting. I feel it's a really fun, creative process. So maybe you will too. And maybe you already know all this, but if not, that's here you go. So my process for this is find my favorite sort of wide angle lens, wide angle shot that shows all of me, like this one, and I put it to the primary storyline, which is here, and then, and normally the audio, when you first unload it, upload it, or whatever you do, the audio is up, and you just try to match the audio. It's all cut up right now, but before it was one just long take, and the audio was up, and I just tried to see if I could sync up the audio Oh, it's not going to play for me. Oh well. I think, again, it's one of these softwares that it doesn't like the OBS running in the background. My computer is a MacBook Air. I can't believe that it's doing as much as it is right now. But I can still kind of show you. This is with the 24 millimeter lens. Not very far from me, and so you can see that it's quite wide. And you can compare that to this shot, which is the 50 millimeter lens, which is quite zoomed in. I'm pretty sure the camera here was just as far as this camera here was. So you can see the difference in how zoomed in it is, and it really helps. It really makes the subject stand out, which is cool. I like that. On every video clip, I use a Ken Burns crop. So you use this little guy here. Did I use that? It's not showing. Hello. My computer is kind of struggling, but Ken Burns crop. If you go to crop, and then usually there's an option here to select Ken Burns, and what it does is slowly zoom in throughout. You can set how much crop how much it's going to be cropped at the end of the video and at the beginning of the video, and so you can have it slowly zoom in or slowly zoom out. It's a really good effect. It just kind of gives a little bit of motion, makes it feel like you're being hypnotized by the video, which is good. And my computer is lagging, but yeah, that's how I did it. So I put all this in the primary storyline, and then I link the audio underneath. And if you see over here, there's a few takes, video clips on top. Where are you? Come on. There we go. So these are all, what I do is I take every take that I want, I put it on top, and I sync it with the audio, and then I push it to the back, like these ones. And they're turned off, but I can turn them back on. And again, if my computer, could handle it, it would show you. Oh, actually, it is showing you that take. So yeah, so then when I want that take, near the front, I work from the front back. So I start my video editing up here, and I work backwards. And whenever I want a different take, I pull it forward. Yes. Like this. And it's just exposing what was ahead of that video. So it's still synced with the audio down here. And then I can just cut it there and move it back. And then I've got the take that I want right here, and it's already synced. Pretty useful. And then I can just turn it off by selecting it and pressing V, and it's gone. At the end here, I decided this is the first time I've done this. Or is it the first time? Could be. I just added a blank page with a little bit of music from one of my other songs happening in the background. Because on YouTube now you can add end screens where there's like a subscribe button, and then it'll also recommend a video for people who watch it at the end. So I left a little empty space with a bit of music from one of my other songs just for you to enjoy at the end. So that's cool. I thought I was going to show you a little bit of Logic Pro. That's what I use to record. Maybe I can, but it just seems like my computer might not like that. I can show you things that I've recorded recently. So my first album is a mix of singer-songwriter stuff, and my second album is singer-songwriter stuff and fingerstyle stuff. My second album is just solely fingerstyle guitar music, recorded by Antoine Dufour, who's a legend. If you don't know Antoine Dufour, you should check him out. Lucy has rejoined us, don't worry. Antoine Dufour is the bomb at all things guitar, all things music, really. I learned a lot from him, just how to record and stuff like that. He's got actually some good videos on YouTube of how he deals with recording. So that's really cool. That's actually where I got the idea to get those Rode NT5s. And I'll show you just some things that I've recorded. I've used this for writing. And it's super, super great. Super awesome. Squiggles. I call them squiggles because they're things that just because they don't really matter. You know, I just sit down to create and have fun with it. Joel's Groove. This is all body percussion, and it's in 15/8, so like 5 groups of 3. So and that sounds complicated, but it sounds complicated to talk about it, but to listen to it, it's not so much. It's not gonna play. Well, this might be the end of our live stream. Maybe I'll play another song for you, but I don't know why. Something about my system preferences that I had to change to make this work. It makes it that this doesn't want to play. I think it's trying to play through my speaker computers, but those are turned off. So I might have to change that. Actually, I don't want to see if I can change that right now. System preferences. Oh, did I just open something else? Oh no, okay, good. Sound. Wait, I can't do it there. MIDI audio setup. Built-in output. Drift correction. I don't really know what that does, but I think it's important. That didn't seem to help. If you're still chilling, still watching, I am going to make sure that I answer any questions. I did promise that I would do that, but I'm just gonna quickly see if this will, if this will do something. Hey, I hear myself. Aha! Do you hear that? Oh, you don't really. Except for that it's coming through this mic. I actually think I might be able to change that again. Sorry, but thanks for hanging out. Create multi-output device. Built-in output. Show audio capture. I show you audio capture so that that you can hear the desktop sounds, like the one I'm trying to play for you. And we'll call it YT streaming. And then we'll try to find that as an output. Quit. Sound. YT streaming. So let's try that again. Joel's Groove. No, that's not gonna work. Well, I'll try to figure that out for next time. I'll play you another song. Let's see. Questions? Oh, Kevin. Oh, you heard the 15.8 audio. Sweet. I think it was just coming through my mic, like out on my speakers into my mic, as opposed to just sending from my laptop. So it's not quite the immersive experience that you could have gotten. But oh well, I'll figure it out for later. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to do another song. Do you guys know what song you want to hear? Maybe I'll try this. I'll do the Zots Walk. I thought my set list was over there, but it's not. So, Kevin, you're a champ, man. Thank you for letting me know that everything's working or not working. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do one more song and then I'm gonna move on. I hope that there's been something here that you've found interesting. I've definitely found the whole experience interesting, without a doubt. I'm gonna move you over here. I feel like I have so much knowledge, and so do you. I'm not special in that I have knowledge. We all have knowledge, but knowledge is only good if you share it. You know, in the song of, in the shape of a song, or a live stream. And so, if you have knowledge you think that I could from, please share. Let's see if you can see me at that angle. Kind of. Oh, let's do this. Yeah. Oh man, there's a lag, so I keep correcting it, but then not realizing that it was good, and I just made it worse. Anyway, that's the wrong chord. So I actually don't really do much alternate tuning on this album. This is the most altered I get, which is G6, D, D, G, D, G, B, E. Like a G6. I feel like we could talk about theory for a long time. I'm not going to go down that black hole just today, but chords are a lot of fun. This is a G6 because it has the three notes of a G chord, G, B, and D, which are 1, 3, 5 of the G scale. G being 1, A is 2, B is 3, C is 4, D is 5, and then the sixth note is E. And that's why it's called the G6. Kind of cool. And so, yeah, alternate tunings. I don't use that many. I use drop D on 2 songs, including Stop Motion and Sarah's Bad Day. And then this one's in G6. Other than that, everything else is in standard tuning. I'll probably get into alternate tunings in my future, but here we are. This is the Zots Walk. Normally I need to be warmed up for this one. And it's kind of cold here. Where are you? Tell me where you are. I know you're not here right now, but in the future, tell me where you are. Zotz Walk. That's a good example of a song that I use all those techniques I talked about to write. I use Logic to lay down a bass line, and then I just looped it, and I recorded myself singing over top, and then I tabbed that all out and messed around with it. The cool thing about tabbing it out is you can really mess around with the details. You can push everything by a 16th note, and that could like radically change how it feels. So mess around with it. I hope that there's been some useful information here, and if not, then thanks for just hanging out. Let's see if there's any more questions. Maybe I'll do this again. David's in North Oshawa. Sounded great. Love that song. Thank you, David. That's awesome. North Oshawa. I'm from Uxbridge originally. I think you knew that, but Uxbridge is near Oshawa. I'm actually not even from Uxbridge. I'm from Wagner's Lake, which is like just north of Uxbridge, 20 minutes north or so, out in the middle of nowhere, which is cool. Now I'm living in Guelph. I just moved to Guelph. I was living in Toronto before. Yes, I remember you. David's a wicked photographer. Thank you. Those shots were great. I still use those. I still have them. I just came across them the other day. They're on my phone. So thank you for that. That was a really fun concert playing with Abby Zotz. So I should have said that song was written. Well, I wrote it and I didn't have a name for it. And Abby Zotz, I actually play bass with Abby Zotz, and I do some of her backup vocals and stuff. I didn't sing for you today, but I think it's too late for that. What was I saying? Oh, she gives me a spot, a featured spot in her set to play one of my own songs. And when that was like brand new, which is actually not that old, it's one of the newest songs. That and Stop Motion are the two newest songs that I've written for the album that came out. And so I was playing it, and I didn't have a song title. I asked the audience, like, if you have any ideas, let me know. And while I was playing, Abby and the backup singers did this sort of like sidestep thing. And somebody recommended, the MC, Ted Barris, he recommended that I call the song The Zotz Walk. And it just had that salt and pepper type of feel that I was going for, you know? I didn't feel like it was a very serious song. Yeah, you guys came out to the, David came out to the Second Wedge. Shout out to the Second Wedge. I'm playing there again soon. If you're, very soon, in February. February. Am I? Yes, the 23rd. February 23rd. And then I'm playing a house concert with Abby, David, if you're still listening. I'm playing a house concert with Abby on the 7th. I think that's been confirmed. In Whitby. So your neck of the woods, more or less. Yeah. So Second Wedge, February 23rd, 2020. Should be fun. I'm gonna see if I can make that new. You know, change up things. I've got some new gear to try out at that, and maybe some new songs. Second Wedge is great. It's a really good spot. If you missed this live stream and you like the info, just shoot me questions or contribute by telling me how you like to do things, because that's really cool. I actually was inspired to do this because Jacob Collier has a bunch of live streams on his site, on his YouTube channel, and there's just like mountains of knowledge, mountains of information that you can take from those. And it's just like him hanging out doing his thing. So that's kind of what I wanted to do, is just hang out in my safe space. Lucy wanted to she wanted to come along for the party. Can you see her? Let's get up in her business. Lucy. Okay, that is all. Thank you for tuning in. I'll do it again soon if you think. Well, yeah, I'll just do it again soon. It's been a learning experience. So, thank you. Have a great night. Enjoy the week. I've got no gigs this weekend, which is very rare. So that's why I decided to do this. And so I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be creative. I'm gonna try to create something. And yeah, that's all. Thank you so much. It's time for me to go have dinner. Have a great evening.